I'll let my wife speak about her growing up experience very briefly, and then we'll go like into details about it.
Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Good evening. So yes, my name is Maha, and I actually, a little bit different than Anis, I was born and raised in New York. So I grew up with the hybrid of being, my parents came here from Pakistan, so that mixture of Pakistani culture, you guys know what I'm talking about, with like protecting us from the outside, like American culture, and making sure that we hold on to our values. But I was raised in a halfway cultural, halfway religious type of atmosphere where um, we were taught to be conservative compared to the American culture. Like, don't wear sleeveless and like don't show off too much of your body. But my family didn't grow up wearing hijab. Um, at the same time, like we were obviously not supposed to do basic things like lying, stealing, drinking, going out with friends for too late, hanging out with the opposite gender. All of that was off limits. So I came to Islam more openly as I grew older. Like in college, I learned more about it in a more personal way. And I'll talk about that later, but basically places like groups that were Islamic groups and meeting other Muslims in a majority Muslim setting, like an MSA, or a Muslim Students Association, is really how I got connected. When I was in high school and elementary school, I mostly went to non-Muslim schools, so it really Islam was not such a big part of my life when I was younger. It really came from being in a more safe space like an MSA, that helped me develop like sisterhood and learn about the hijab and Islam and Allah and developing a connection with Him rather than just like praying because you're forced to pray by your parents or like fasting just because you have to. Learning more of the reasons why. So that's kind of how I came to it more.
The way I grew up was pretty different. Like I told you, I came from a majority non-Muslim country, so for me, Islam is about what you can't do. You can't do this in Islam. This is haram. So the only thing I knew was that, like God is something to fear. Allah for me is like something to be afraid of. And that's how I grew up until I came to this country. So most of my high school life, it just had like a dual personality. At home, I'm honest. This, like, oh, I pray 5 times, he's such a good kid. But out and about, I'm with my friends, I'm just trying to be cool, I just want to fit in. Hey, if you're into skating, I'll be into skating. If you're into punk rock, I'll be into punk rock. I just wanted to be cool, basically. And I don't think I did very well at it. But, alhamdulillah, a part of having that, upbringing with my parents, especially my mom. So I know enough not to, I knew my baseline. I can try to be as cool as I want, but there are certain things I can do as a Muslim. I always had that belief in me. So I had some friends that were like, Muslims, but they are actually dealing weed and drugs as well. This is the reality that I lived in, right? This is 2003, 2004 era. That's when I went to high school. And this kid will always just be like, hey man, I could give you some, you could start making money too. He'll always tempt me, every week. I'm trying to bring him closer to Islam, and he's trying to bring me closer to the drug game. And luckily for me, alhamdulillah, I only met him for 1 year. He graduated, we drifted apart, so I never got sucked into that life. But I just want to let the parents in here know that this is the reality of your kids growing up in New York. Yeah, there are a lot of opportunities that comes along with it, but there's also, the danger is very real. The temptation is very real. This is not something you face when you were back home growing up in a Muslim population. So I just want to put it out there. So similarly for me as well, so in high school, like I told you, in my public life, I hid Islam. I'm just this guy, okay? I'm just a high school kid. I just want to be cool. I just want to be friendly with everyone. Only until when I got to college, I got involved in a Muslim Student Association. I went to Queens College. Only then I stopped meeting some brothers and sisters that were Muslim, but they're still pretty cool. They're good people. I never had that in my life before. So me being a friendly person, I learned to get along with them. Hey, you're into Islam? Guess what? I'm going to be into Islam too. So I started learning from them, and slowly but surely, that helped me realize that God is not something you fear only. There is a balance, right? You love God, you fear God. Love of God should make you strive for more, and fear of God should make you abstain from certain things that are haram. So this is my story with Islam that I grew up with. The topic of today is actually spiritual personality. So it's kind of a heavy topic, but I think it's a really good topic for kids that are growing up, trying to figure out who they are in their life. So, I mean, taking from my teenage years, I didn't know who I was. I was lost. So I wanted you guys to give you like a sense of hope, a sense of direction into your like your deen, your Islam. How can you make it your own thing? Not just what your parents taught you, not just what your friends are doing. How can you make Islam basically personalized, customized for your own needs? So the word spiritual personality, I'll break it down, right? You can tell me just a very quick definition. What is a personality? Go ahead.
Personality is like, what you want to do, and what you're thinking.
Okay, okay. Anybody else want to expand on it or different take on it? Go ahead. Okay. Experience that you have, green skirt, yeah. Okay, personality is who you are. Go ahead. Sorry. Okay, personality is something that defines you. Go ahead, bro. I'm sorry, you have to speak on that. Hey, there is okay. So you guys all kind of like cover like components of the definition that makes a personality. So personality is like you said, it's a behavior, it's a thought, it's the way you feel about things. But the thing that makes it a personality, it happens continuously. It's an established pattern of behavior, your thinking patterns, your feeling that defines who you are as a character, right? It's your characteristic. So you never met me before, but my wife knows me. I'm not an angry person, but someone cut me off on Grand Central. I got mad and I go, oh my God, I can't believe he did that. One time in my life, I flipped out. Do you think she said that defined me as, oh, he said he has an angry personality? What do you guys think? No, right? Because this is the one time thing. It's much like those, so like if I know that Brother Pookie is a very generous person, how do I know that? I've met him week after week after week. He's always trying to feed people. This is who he is, right? This is who he is as a person, so I can say. So that's the main difference. So you guys are talking about thoughts, behavior, and like your characteristic, but it's a pattern. It has to be happening continuously. And then I'll let her define what spiritual aspect of it.
Okay, so basically, like, we all have a personality, right? Some of us are really funny, some of us are loud, some of us are quiet. We all have something that defines who we are and our core, like, in our core self. So it's like a natural character that you have. When it comes to your spiritual character or your spiritual personality, it's basically in line with your character, but extending to how that relates to your Islamic practice. So in Islam, of course, we all have the basic 5 pillars. We have to follow the prayers, the fasting, Hajj. However, there are extra good deeds that everyone is capable of doing. And let's say, for example, one person is generous. If they're generous with their heart and they like to give, their personality that's spiritual in them naturally is that they might want to just be more giving to their family, and they can use that as a strength to give more in different ways, more regularly. So that's how they can get extra deeds and, like, rack it up in their pile of good deeds. Another person might not be as generous, they might be a little cheap or stingy, but they're really, really good at memorization. So they have like several of those surahs down. They're like on the road. They can be on the road to becoming a hafiz. So, for example, we all have different strengths and talents, and you can use that in your faith. And it doesn't have to be one thing or the other. They're all connected. So basically, for me, I like to talk to people and try to help them out with their problems. So I use that to become, like, in my career, to become a social worker and also to work in the community with in masjids and in different places, give workshops. So that's kind of like my personality. Anas, on the other hand, he might not be going around to talking to different people, but he's really, really reliable to his family. So everyone can count on him, and he does a lot for his family, right? So that doesn't mean like I'm better or he's better. It's just that we have different styles, and it's up to you to figure out what you're good at so that you can use that to rack up more points. So about fear of Allah. That's okay. If that works for them, then they can use that to just steer clear on the right path. And they won't be falling under temptations or sins because they're like pretty strict in their belief system and they don't fall under pressure. So every one of us has like a different talent that we're good at. And through experience, as you get to talk to other people, meet with friends, you go into different actions in your life, you're gonna notice what you're good at, hopefully, and what you're not as good at.
I want to circle back on the aspect of spirit, right? The word spiritual has the word spirit in it. Do you know what spirit is called in like Arabic? It could also be called your soul. Ruh, exactly. So what is a ruh? Can you, since you know the name of it, can you just give me like a quick definition of what is a ruh? It's complicated, but try it. Oh, okay, that's very nice way of putting it. So what she said was, your soul, the ruh, is something that makes you who you are, basically, right? Something that's inside you. Go ahead, Sister Nixie. Oh, very deep. So what she said, the spirit is something that Allah puts inside of you, then you become alive. The minute it is taken out of you, you become dead. So there's a clear differentiation, right? There's the body, that is me, and there's something that's within you that's not part of the body because before, yeah, you can't see that thing. Whatever is inside of you is called the ruh, the spirit. You can't see it, but it is the essence of who we are. Because before that spirit came into me, I wasn't in my mother's womb. I wasn't honest just yet. And the minute it's taken out of my body, when it returns to its creator, guess what? My body is going to be buried alive, and there will be no honest on this earth. So the body is basically just a container for your spirit. So the idea behind spiritual personality is that you try to figure out things that your spirit is inclined toward. So like Maha told you, like some people, I mean, I'm not saying that you can pick and choose Islam, right? This is not what we're here to talk about. You know, oh, I can't wake up for Fajr, so this is not my spiritual personality. I'm just gonna skip Fajr altogether and just, that's not what I'm trying to promote here. What I'm trying to promote is that we all have the basic things that we must do. Soul agrees with. There's like a statement that a lot of people say. They say, my spirit is at ease. My soul is at ease. So a lot of people that are like wrongfully committed, let's say you found $1,000 in my pocket right now. Brother Booty came and said, hey, I lost $1,000. Someone say, well, there's $1,000 in his pocket. He must have stolen. But I know deep down that ever since I came in, I didn't touch my pocket. I didn't put any money in there. You can put me in a handcuff, take me to prison. In my spirit, I am at ease because I know that I didn't steal it. Even if the circumstance indicates that, hey, he must have been the person that stole it, he's a thief. But deep down inside of me, I can't prove it to other people that I didn't steal it. But deep down inside of me, I know I didn't do it. So my soul is at ease. I'm a little sick, guys. I'm trying not to talk so much. I'm letting my wife talk.
So going back to the souls, we all have a soul inside of us. We don't see it, but it's who we really are, right? So have you guys ever like met someone in your life, like when you were in class maybe, or like in the masjid, and you were like, hey, it feels like I've known this person for my whole life, even though I just met them. We just kind of click. Has anyone ever felt that? Raise your hand.
Every single day.
Yeah? Okay, good. So you guys know what I'm talking about. It's like that familiar connection you have with someone. It's a strong connection, and you feel it. And you guys are usually end up being really good friends. Now, on the opposite side, you also have people that no matter how much you try to get along with them, there's just something about you two that doesn't click. You guys know what I'm talking about? You don't have to hate the person, but you just don't really like understand each other the way like the other two of you like get it, right? So you know what that actually might mean in relation to your ruh? Does anyone have a clue? How does that connect to your both of your guys' souls? Does anyone know? Okay, yeah, it's a little bit of a deep question, but guess what? That if I told you guys that that could have been because your souls might have met in the life before. Because Allah created all the souls and He let them all meet, and some of them were attracted to each other and some of them weren't. So it could have been that you two that are friends that clicked, you guys might have met, like your souls might have met in the previous world, and now you're just seeing each other for the real, like in real life now, and it was meant to be. So it's okay for us to have like differences among each other. It could be that your souls are just not inclined, and you kind of give that person the benefit of the doubt. It'll just make it easier for you to get along with more people. So that's just a cool fact to add on.
Let's do a little role play thing, right? I'll give you a situation. You tell me what is the outcome. Imagine every single person that's in this room is a hafiz. They have memorized the Quran from the beginning to the end. Some of us might already be in that. Imagine the whole room is full of it, right? What do you think are the benefits for having all of you guys becoming hafiz for this community, or this masjid, or the family? What do you think are the benefits? Go ahead. A lot of hasanah? Okay. Anything else, guys? Every single one in here is a hafiz. What are the benefits? Go ahead.
You're gonna have your sins forgiven.
Okay, you're gonna have your sins forgiven. Yeah. No, I'm talking about not just you as a person. What can the community benefit from it? If everyone here was a hafiz, you go to heaven. So these are all personal, right? So what I'm trying to highlight here is that everyone here was a hafiz. There are some benefits to it. Number one being that you can benefit your community in the sense that you'll be known in this community. Oh, this community in Alpers, Al Hikmah community, they have a lot of hafiz, mashallah. If you ever need to teach Quran in this masjid, guess what? Any of you guys could teach that, right? If that's a tarawih that's going on, the imam can't show up, guess what? Any of you guys could just go lead the salah. It's perfectly fine. But those are some of the benefits. But if everyone is a hafiz, there are some benefits that are going to be missed out because you guys are not diverse in your skills, right? Someone comes to the masjid right now, they say, hey, I'm getting bullied in school. How do I deal with it? Hafiz is not equipped to handle that certain situation. But if there was a counselor in the masjid, some of you guys became counselors, you can guess what? That kid that came in walking in crying, saying like, I need help, I'm getting bullied in school, you can work with that kid, you can help that kid. Someone comes in right now saying that I'm really, really broke right now. I don't have any financial means to support my family. Sadly, a Hafiz wouldn't be able to help him with the financial needs, right? But if you have like an accountant person, someone that's like having their own business, they'll say, brother, you know what? You come work for me, I'll give you salary. That salary you can use to support your family. What I'm trying to say is like diversify. The strength lies in that diversity. So if everyone is one thing, it will have some benefits, but you're also gonna miss out on a lot of things. Let's make it more practical. If everyone in here was a doctor, if the whole world is filled with doctors, like every single professional person in the whole world is a doctor. What are the benefits? Guess what? We as a society would have very healthy standards, right? Our hospitals would be like amazing, healthcare would be amazing. But guess what? If there's ever a snowstorm, who's gonna handle it? The doctor's not equipped for it. If the roads break down, who's gonna handle it? Doctors can't do their job. Who's gonna like grow our products, right? The things that we eat. Who's gonna raise the animals? Who's gonna raise the crops? Doctors can't do that. So what I'm trying to say is, in the sense of spiritual personality, is like if we all focus on like different things. So one trying to be like more community focused, one trying to be more like memorization focused, one trying to be like nicer to the community, do outreach to the community, one trying to get more involved in volunteering, fundraising, different things, right? It's gonna give this community a great strength because we all have someone that specializes in certain things.
Also, one of the things that Ibn Taymiyyah said, a scholar, is that whatever deed that comes the easiest to you in Islam, so whether it be fasting is easy for you, Quran, smiling, it could be anything, that's what's going to bring you the most rewards. Think about it, right? If you're like good at math, then you're going to obviously your tests are going to be your grades are going to be highest in math compared to other subjects. Similarly, in Islam, Allah's looking at, He understands that He created everyone differently. So He's not looking for everyone to be a hafiz, for everyone to stay up all night and pray. He's looking at what is in your heart and your ruh and how sincere you are to Him, and if you're really using the strengths that He gave you in the best possible way. So again, if you're generous, don't miss out on that. Don't miss out on the deeds that you can do with your generosity. Like, you really need to believe in the strengths that you have. If you're good at writing, and you can write for, an Islamic newspaper here, or write for your school paper, talk about some issues that are coming up, who's gonna give that voice except for you, right? So there's a duty we all have to find out our strength and to practice it. And for parents to let your child practice what they're good at. I know we all want someone who's making a lot of money, becoming a doctor, a lawyer. It's all nice, but not every person can do that, and that's totally fine. Like, it's good to be a journalist, someone in the news, someone in arts. Like, there's all kinds of things that your child might be amazing at, but unfortunately, because of pressure, they might have been forced to go to medical school and then drop out, and it's because they were never good at that thing. That wasn't their natural, God-gifted talent. Does that make sense to everyone? Or am I just like confusing? Do you guys kind of get it? Does anyone have like questions or something that they think that they're good at that they want to share, or that they want to maybe start to develop? Because we want you guys to start to think about what you're good at and like ask your friends, ask your parents, your family. Yep.
Academically, I'm very excellent.
Okay.
That's amazing. Great. So you want to keep excelling in math, right? Because you can do a lot with math. There's a lot that comes with that: engineering, mathematician, scientist,
Software engineer,
software engineer,
whatever.
coding.
So I'll be real with you guys, right? The whole purpose of I came out today, I wanted to cancel it. I was feeling really sick. But my whole purpose of being here is that I was where you guys were at one point in my life. I'm a little older now, I'm 32 years old, but at one point I was 10 years old. I was 11, I was 13, I was 15. I went through those stages. I just want you guys to know that, like, you know, whatever, right? There's not that many parents here, so I could be open and like real about it. They're always gonna find some fault in you. Society will always find something in you. They will always make you think that you're not enough. On top of that, like, combine the fact that we're Muslims and we're Americans, it makes it even harder, right? I don't want you guys to go through your whole life trying to like have this dual personality. It's like, oh, at home I'm Muslim, outside in the real world, you know, in the quote unquote real world at school, I'm this different person. That role clash, as you grow older, you won't realize who you are anymore. You'll be confused. You're like, who am I really? So the earlier you start now, so I'm gonna give you a resource. It's an online website. So you go there. There are about 21 questions that you can click and choose. Based on your answer, they'll tell you what type of spiritual personality you have. So if you have a phone, something to write down, I want you guys to write this down, okay? You guys ready? I'll memorize it. So the institute is called Yaqeen Institute, Y-A-Q-E-E-N, Yaqeen Institute, Spiritual Personality. So if you just Google it, whatever, maybe I'll share it on the WhatsApp group and they can send it to all of you guys. Yeah. So it is a personality quiz that helps you realize like what are my inclinations. Maybe you're more into charity, maybe you're more into different things, maybe you're more into seeking knowledge. It's good to know who you are, what you're good at, because that will give you like a clear clarity on like how you can proceed with your life. So if you have any questions, if you have anything to add on, I'm more than welcome to it. I think my time is up. I'm talking for about 35 minutes, so please, the floor is yours. I want to hear from you guys. Whatever you want to share, something that you learned, something that you want to tell me, some struggle that you're going through, a question that you may have, whatever it is. Okay. Alright. I think just go home and think about it. I know it's a little bit of a heavy topic. You know, people tell me to like dumb it down a little bit. The kids are young, you know, just talk about some story. But you know what? I know you guys are smart. I know you can handle it. You guys are all critical thinkers. I believe in you. I want you to like whatever I have said, some of the things that like repeat with you. Just like focus on it, think about it, go back home, figure out what am I good at? What do I want to do, right? So like as a Muslim, what type of Muslim do I want to be? That will help you much further now in your life. I pray that may Allah bless all of you, give you guys success in this world, in the akhirah, make you be like dutiful and obedient children that can benefit the community, benefit your parents, benefit basically the whole world at large, the whole world. So yeah.
One more thing is, no matter how isolated you might feel in wherever place you are right now, at school or with your friends, given that we're living in a non-Muslim society, it can feel pretty hard and isolated. Everyone to feel included, no matter what. So despite what maybe we might have grown up with, a lot of times included, and no matter if you're slipping up, of course, we all make mistakes, we all sin, and there's always still room for you. And there's always like, it doesn't matter what type of Muslim you are, because at the end of the day, as long as you're still connected and you ask for forgiveness and you try better the next day, you're still going to be welcomed into this community. So no matter what, or Allah, in Allah's sight, He's going to see you still as a Muslim. And that's really all that matters. And no matter what someone tells you, or if someone's bullying you, just remember that everyone, with all of our strengths and weaknesses, is still going to be considered a part of this ummah, as long as you yourself are in it and believe in it, even if it's just a little bit. We all have our weaknesses. Sometimes we're just not feeling it. But this isn't a faith that is about exclusion, casting people away. It's about bringing us all together. So just try to think again about what you're good at and keep doing that in practice, because you never know. You might end up somewhere really big with it, and I'm sure that you guys all have the potential to do that. Okay?
So if there's no question, going final call. I'll just conclude it here then. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Jazakallah khair everyone for coming out, giving us your time. I don't know what the next step is after this. Is there food, anything like that? Huh? You kids go out and have fun, okay? Jazakallah
Question. Practice on Sunday?